everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be making another holiday project, although you could switch it up a little bit and add different papers for different occasions. So although we're using holiday paper, this can be made for birthdays or thank yous or any kind of occasion like that. Well, we're going to be making this size today, but I thought I would just show you that you can make these in any size depending on what you want to give as a treat. And it's just like a little booklet. So if I can untie the ribbon here, we open this one up. This one has 2 Hershey's size snack bars and then a little place for a gift card on this side. So like I said, we're going to be making this one. This one has the 2 Hershey's bars. This one here is made the same way, but it has 6 Dove chocolates. That's what we're going to be using today. This one here has 3 of the little Heath mini bars. So depending on what size of treat, what you're wanting to give is what your measurements are going to be. But you can get a lot of different small treats using this size that we're going to do today. This is another one that I made, and it is a box of M&Ms, like in the little dollar box candies that you can get at the grocery store. You can see I wrapped it, but it is a little box of M&Ms. And then I put a gift card over here on this side. You could put a greeting up here. This one here actually holds 8 Dove chocolates, so it's a little bit bigger than that first one. And instead of putting a gift card in this one, I put a lottery ticket. So once again, it would be great for a birthday or just a little inexpensive Christmas gift. So let's get started. You're going to need several different pieces of paper, although when you make these it doesn't take much at all. So if you have just a couple sheets of cardstock and some printed paper, you can make quite a few of these. And I'll show you this paper pad here. I got it Joann Fabric. It's a 6x6 pad of paper, and Black Friday this ended up being 50 cents, and I can make my mats for the project with just one sheet of 6x6 paper. Alright, so let's get to going here. I'm going to take all these off for just a minute. We're going to start with our base piece, and I'm going to give you the measurements as we go along. So the base piece is 5.5 by 3 3/4, and you're going to just score on the 5.5 side. So on the 5.5 side, you're going to score at 2.5 and at 3, and that's it. So then we'll go ahead and just crease those score lines. We're going to get our corner rounder, and you're going to round all 4 corners. Okay, that's the booklet. Then we'll take our mats, and this is the front and back. So depending on how you want it, if there's a certain way you want your pattern, actually those pieces are pretty much exactly the same. So the mats are 2 1/4 by 3 1/2. And what you want to do is, depending on what mat you're going to put on the front or back, depends on what corners you're going to round, because you're only going to round 2 of the corners, the top and the bottom. So since this is going to be the front mat, I'm going to round the corners on the right side. This is my back side, so I'm going to round the corners on the left side, just like that. This little piece here is just about 1/4 inch, and it is 3 1/2 inches long. Now before we stick those on our little booklet, what we want to do is put our ribbon down first, because you want the ribbon to go behind your paper. So what I do is I just stick it like this, and if you measure it out, it's about 12 inches long. But I'll just cut me a piece off like that. You can always cut off the extra if you have excess, but you won't have too much. I'm using actually I'm going to grab my 1/4 inch tape, and what I'm going to do is I have my ribbon laid out. So in the middle of the ribbon, I'm just going to put a couple inches of that adhesive. I don't need it on the whole thing, because when I put my mats on top of the ribbon, it will hold it down. So this is just mainly to keep it in place while we stick everything else on. Okay, so this has the adhesive. We're going to turn it over and just eyeball it, and we're just going to stick it right down the center of on the outside of our little booklet. Now we'll take our mats and put some adhesive on those. And I'm just going to lay some on each of the long sides, just like that. Go ahead and grab both pieces, do the same thing. On the smaller piece that goes on the spine of the little treat booklet, instead of using the 1/4 inch tape, I'm going to use the 1/8 of an inch tape. Just like that. So now we will get all of our backing off of our adhesive. So this is the front. Let me get all my pieces out of my way. This is such a cute little gift. So cute. And then we'll just put it on there like that. Super cute. Go ahead and do the middle or the spine of our little booklet. You don't have to do this part, but it just adds a little bit of extra color and kind of finishes out a little bit. Okay, and then our rounded edges go together just like that. Perfect. Okay, so there's our little booklet. Now this piece, the extra piece we have over here, this is going to be the gift card holder, and this piece is I believe it's 4.5. Let's see here, 4.5 by 2 1/4, and we're just going to score on the short sides and one long side. And so I want this side to be open, so I'm going to score over here on this side. If you don't have pattern paper that has to go a certain way or whatever, this is not going to matter. The most important part to remember on this is that you want to score just one long side and then both short sides. So 1/2 inch on one of the long sides, and then 1/2 inch on this short side, and 1/2 inch on that short side. Now what we'll do is grab our scissors, and we have corners in on both sides over here. We're just going to cut those off at an angle using those corners as our guide. So when we fold in these little flaps, we don't have extra bulk in the corners, and it goes together very nicely. Okay, so this is the front, and then we turn it over, and those are our flaps. So I'm going to grab some more 1/4 inch adhesive. I have made all of my holiday projects out of this one roll. It will last you a very long time, and it's very good stuff. Requires no extra tools really, other than your fingers, or if you wanted to, you could cut it. It tears very easily. I do not have fingernails, so I use one of these little pokey tools to get the backing off. But if you have fingernails, this would probably not require any kind of tools. Okay. So we're going to just stick this, and I have noticed, the first couple that I made, I noticed this. You want to put your gift card holder as far to the left-hand side as you can to make sure you have room for your gift card. So I basically hit these corners, the rounded corners, with the corners of the gift card holder and match it up. So they're sitting right inside the corner. And then when you grab your gift card, you can just slide it in there, and it goes like that, and you have plenty of room to close the booklet. Okay, so there's that. Now let me open up my candies, because I have found that people prefer milk chocolate over dark chocolate. I like both, but I really thought, you know, we were I really thought dark chocolate was going to be the hit, and the more and more I handed out these gifts, I realized that people really preferred milk chocolate. So that's what I have. Now these are blue. They don't really match my design, but I'm not going to be concerned about that. If you get the Hershey bars or the Heath bars and you decide to do that instead of these little Dove chocolates, then you can wrap them, and I will show you what I mean by that. Let's see, where'd I do the other one at? Here. So this is the Hershey bar, the little snack bars, and I wrapped those. So when you close it, it looks a little bit, I don't know, more finished, I guess. These are the Dove dark chocolates, and it's red, and of course it matches a lot better, looks a lot better, but like I said, I've decided to use the milk chocolate for the teacher's gifts. So the next step would be to put some adhesive down to get those chocolates to stick, and all I do is I just lay down a couple strips of adhesive to where those chocolates are going to sit, and then they'll stick to this adhesive. And I got that one probably a little bit too high, so we'll peel that back just a little bit. Then you just stick them on. So I usually go with the middle one and center that one up, just like that. Then I'll stick these other guys on here. So this is a really cute gift. This is what the teachers are getting this year. So this is a gift card for Panera, some chocolates, and then I'll probably have the kids write some little, you know, short little letter thanking them for being the teacher and whatnot. And then you just tie your ribbon, and there you go. Now, we are going to finish it out by putting a bow on it. Now, you don't have to do that. You could decorate it and put something else on it if you want, but these little bows have turned out so cute that I've decided to go ahead and do that. So how we make those is with our envelope punch board. If you don't have one of these, you can pick it up at your local craft store. Hobby Lobby, Michael's, Joann's probably sells them. I know you can get them online. This is a very versatile tool, and I use it for a lot of things. So what we have here is a piece of paper that is 4.5 inches long and 7/8 inches wide. Okay, and what we're going to do is line this up. There's little marks over here with measurements. We're going to line this up at the 2¼ inch mark, and we're going to push this down and make a little punch like that. And we're just going to flip it over, do the same thing, line it up with 2¼ punch, and it looks like that. Now what we're going to do is slide the paper down so that the edge of the paper is lined up. There's a little hole or a notch in our punch part of our board, okay? And we're going to line our paper up with the left-hand side of that hole. And we're going to punch, and it's going to give us a little shape like that, so that we have a little tail on that end. We're going to flip it over, do the exact same thing on the other side. So you have a piece that looks like this. Now we'll grab this little piece. This piece is 7/8 wide, just like the other one, but this is 2 3/4 inches long. And so on this one, we're going to stick on the 1 3/8 mark. Punch it in the center. Once again, line it up with 1 3/8. Punch it in the center so you have something that looks like this. Now this is the base of our bow, and this is going to have the little tail on it, on the little flags on the ends or on the sides. So instead of going like this, we just want to take our little strip, put it in here, and punch. And so it puts the little flag on there. Do the same thing, stick it in here, center our paper up with the little hole, the notch, and these little leftover pieces we'll just throw in the trash. So that's it for your bow. Now we'll just assemble it. And let's see here. I'll grab my ruler. Just going to gently take the ruler and kind of curl the bow in one direction so that it's easier to stick together. And we'll take some of our adhesive. I have the 1/4 inch adhesive. I'm going to go right down the center of our bow. And we'll take the one side and we'll match everything up. So you're kind of matching the cut or the punch lines with the punch lines. And generally this requires just a little bit more adhesive over here on top of the piece we just laid down. So we'll put just a tad bit more adhesive there. And that way this top piece can stick to the bottom piece. Fold everything over, match it up. So you're just like that. So there's the main body of your bow. Then we'll take our little tail that we made, lay some adhesive down in the center of that. Go ahead and take the backing off. The back side of our bow where we stuck everything together, we're going to lay it down and center it up on the base of our bow. And you will have a little bit of adhesive sticking out, but that's okay because this little piece here is about 1/4 inch wide and it's just about 1 inch long. And this is just going to go in the center of to make the middle of the bow, center of the bow. I'm going to take our 1/8 inch score tape and then we'll wrap it around. And what I like to do is just kind of center it up, lay it down like that, and then I'll go to the back side and wrap one side, and then we'll just wrap the other side. Now if you have a little bit extra, you don't really want it sticking out, I'm going to trim just a sliver off there and wrap it around. Okay, so there's our cute little bow. I love craft paper. I love the brown paper bags and things like that. This looks so cute. And there's a little bit of brown, that color in the pattern paper. So we can lay that here. You can lay anywhere. And I think, because I like the reindeer, we won't cover them up too much. We'll probably stick the bow on there just like that. I like it tilted. Maybe we'll tilt it to the side like that. So these are foam little dimensional squares, so they're very sticky, but when you put them on your projects, they lift them up just a little bit to stand out. So that's what we're going to use on this one. And they have backing on them just like the regular adhesive does. So we'll peel this off, and then our project is done. So, like I said, you can embellish these however you would like. If you want to put a sentiment on it instead of a bow, or you can put both. So we'll just put our little bow just like that. And then I'll stick my tool in here to really press down on those dimensionals. And there is the project that we made. So cute. And it will be very appreciated, I'm sure. So there's the other ones that I made ahead of time. But like I said, any pattern paper, any occasion, this is a great gift. See you guys later.